There's two things about ideas. You need to come up with them and you need to remember them. And due to my job of being a marketer and content creator, ideas are everything to me. And if I don't have ideas, if I lose them, then I feel like my superpowers are taken away from me. And to make sure that I have a consistent flow of ideas and that I don't lose them, I've done quite a bit of research over the past many years and experiments as well, and finally come up with some habits and systems that ensure that I can make both of those happen. As you'll probably agree with me, it really sucks to feel stuck or to lose an idea that you had and you thought it was brilliant and you were thinking that this is going to change the course of things, but then you didn't take note of it and you forgot about it. It really sucks when you're in that situation. To make sure that doesn't happen, I do three things, and in this video I'm going to talk about the details of those three things, but broadly put, number one is going to be the systems in place. Number two is going to be the research and collection phase of ideas and organization of ideas. And number three is just a way to remember ideas better and to improve and iterate on those ideas. So if you're ready, let's just go ahead and dive right into the video. First step of ensuring that I never run out of content ideas is the system that I have in place. I think of the system as the castle that protects my ideas and the central place, the hub that keeps all my ideas together. When I'm looking for tools to do this, I basically look at three main things. Number one is very important: minimum friction. If something has hurdles to get into, if login is problematic, if I can't access the document or the tool very easily, I simply will not use it. And I think it's very common behavior among most people these days because there's too many things to do and too little time. So minimum friction, super important. Next thing I look for is ease of use and basically the UX, the experience of that tool. Is it minimal? Is it simple? Is it effective? Does it solve my problems? Is it easy to use? I am looking for that basically. And the third thing I look for is the functionality, whether or not the tool covers all or at least most of my needs all in one place. If I can do multiple things that I need to do in just one spot, that is very important. Or if that's not possible, then does it sync or does it collaborate? Does it speak with other tools that I'm using for other purposes? So these three things are very important when I am looking to figure out which is going to be the system that I use in terms of a digital tool. At this point in the video, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Walling. Walling is an easy to use tool to collect, organize, and execute on your ideas. One of the things I typically struggle as a content creator and marketer is being able to quickly drop ideas into a board where the ideas can sometimes be in the form of text, images, or links. I want to record an idea in whatever form it is in a fast and easy way, and then come back to it later and work on it when I'm in the zone for writing. I found Walling to be helpful in this way. It is quite visual, easy, and overall offers a fast experience to collect and organize ideas. A couple of features that I really like are the color coding bricks, and I've been using this feature to separate different types of content that I create for my platforms. Drag and drop function is another one which I can use to rearrange the bricks or move them to a different section on the page. You can make this happen because the information you input is not tied to a database, and that's a differentiating factor. On that point, let me mention that you're not limited with linear documentation or databases to input your ideas because of this visual aspect. Once they're ready to be developed or produced, you can then move your ideas into a database like the Kanban board. If this seems like something you'd like to explore for your content creation process, I'll leave the link in the description for you to try out. I think you'll enjoy this if you're looking to simplify your content process from idea to execution. Now let's get back to the video. My recommendation when it comes to choosing the right tool or the system for yourself is taking a test tour, maybe a demo of a couple of different options and figuring out which one is the easiest for you to use, because then every user has a different need when it comes to like different formats or different ways of doing things. So do a test to figure out which one is the easiest for you and which one covers most of your needs in one place, and you're good to go. Then hold on for dear life once you figure out which tool is the best and most convenient for you. Second step is the research and collection of ideas and inspiration. So where do I get all these ideas from for content for so many different platforms. I know this is a step where many people get stuck with, whether you are enterprise marketers, whether you are a builder, creator, content creator, freelancer, growth marketer, entrepreneur, whatever your role is, this is a difficult step to figure out the content ideas, what to write content about. Everyone wants to create something. Everyone wants to, build their personal brands, but what are you going to write about? And ideas have a habit of not coming to your mind when you need them the most. So what do? Be prepared for the times when you are going to need them. Maybe let's call this like a rainy day idea box for the purpose of this video. I don't know if that even sounds good, but let's call it that for the time being. Now, here's some ways that I get my ideas for content across all different platforms, whether I am creating something for my personal brand, like my YouTube channel, or whether I'm creating content for my full-time job at Ninja Squad. Now, where to begin, because there is so many platforms and channels that I look at for inspiration, but let me start off with Twitter, because that is a platform that I've been spending a lot of time on and that I've been learning a lot from. So I regularly check my Twitter feed and I go through different creators' posts, and when there's something that I feel that resonates with me that I want to revisit later on, or I feel like that could spark an idea, I make sure to bookmark it. So the bookmark feature is quite useful in my opinion. Or if you feel like you don't actually get to revisit the bookmarks, then just take that link and put it into a document where you collect your ideas. But I take a lot of inspiration from other people's Twitter posts, the way they structure their posts, especially if it's threads, because I feel that there is a lot of progress that I can make in terms of writing threads, for example, or posts that have an amazing hook, or posts that have gone viral. Like, I literally study the way they have written the post, what the topic was, why it resonated so much with other people. I look at all those things, and if there's something I can take away as an inspiration, I make sure to bookmark the tweet, or I make sure to just save it somewhere to look in the future. Or if I instantly get an idea as a spin-off from that post that I've just seen, then I make sure to take notes of that as well. Something else connected to Twitter posts is I make sure to go through the comments of the viral tweets that I've come across on the platform. To be honest, I find that I get a lot of ideas and inspiration just by reading through other people's comments under a post that has gone viral, just because people ask other additional questions that could elaborate on the topic, or they ask something that is connected to that topic, especially if it's a post that is specifically in my niche that also speaks to my audience too. Then I can literally take that idea and write my own spin-off or write my own perspective on that same topic. Or if people seem to be asking the same question over and over again, that is a topic that I can cover in my own format or style on my own platforms. The next thing is studying my own YouTube video comments, or if you are writing blog posts and if you get comments on your blog post, then the comments you've received on your previously published content. I find this is a treasure chest, and I have talked about this previously when I talked about my YouTube content strategy many months or maybe a year ago now. But the comments that I receive in my YouTube videos is something I pay quite a bit of attention to, and I've created a lot of content. The questions that I got in the comments, or the ideas people gave me around what else they want to see on my channel, it has been super helpful to give me more fresh ideas. I'm just gonna give a quick tip right here. If you are a YouTube creator, you can go into your content studio, go into the comments tab, and then filter out the questions so that you only see the questions that people have asked in your comments. And it's such an easy way to get inspiration from the other things that people want to learn from you. That brings me to another thing that I do very often, that is looking at the comments under other people's videos that have already been successful, that are obviously in my niche, but that have already performed really well, that have received a lot of comments. As you are reading, don't just read it, but actually take notes, because as we said, we have a tendency to forget things if we don't document them. Next is doing YouTube keyword research. I love doing this. Even if you don't create for YouTube, I think this is still valuable, because YouTube is a very powerful search engine, just like Google. And I use TubeBuddy to support my keyword research on YouTube, and it has given me so many good ideas. Even for Twitter Spaces ideas, sometimes I go to YouTube and do a keyword research there, because it gives me like different combinations of words. And also, if I want to repurpose a Twitter Spaces, for example, I know it may have sounded bit unrelated, but if I want to repurpose a Twitter Spaces that we do or that we're planning to do into a YouTube video, because we do record the audio and then kind of convert it into a YouTube video, I want to make sure that the keywords are relevant and are fresh and are in demand. So I use TubeBuddy to support my YouTube keyword research, and highly recommend you do too, because it gives you other long tail keyword ideas to use, and it also gives you the keyword score to see if that is a good keyword to use or not. So this is another one. Next up is the information that I consume from podcasts, articles, or blogs, or guides. If I get any ideas from any of the information that I consume through these preferred platforms, if I get inspiration from any of the information that I consume, then I make sure to take notes of those things as well. I find that for me, the way that I like to consume podcasts is probably also contributing to why I get so many ideas from listening to podcasts, because what I do is I go on walks and I listen to the podcast just outside without any disruptions or without multitasking, which is very important for me, because usually when I'm reading articles or blog posts, I usually do have distractions at home or on my desktop. So podcast is a whole different thing that really gets me inspired, and that could be another tip for you to come up with lots of good, fresh ideas. And last but not least, I've saved the best to the last probably. This is the one that I pay the most attention to, and this is looking at the questions and ideas and feedback that I get from my community members. What I like to do is I spend quite a bit of time in the chat channels on our Discord server looking through the questions people are asking. We also have an ideas and feedback channel specifically to collect ideas from our community members, and I make sure every week to go through the new ideas that are in that channel. But also, aside from that, I like to go through like the different questions people are asking. I like to see if people are asking things again and again, especially if new members are asking the same types of questions. I pay attention to those as well. And to bring this to a kind of a real example to make it more relatable and tangible, I guess, something I very recently did is I went through all the questions that I could find around our utility token in our chat channel. And then what I did was I came up with an NSC FAQ document that now is super comprehensive. It saves our members a lot of time in terms of looking for answers. It saves our moderating team when they need to provide answers, because now it's just linked in the bot in Discord, but it's also just a document that they can link to whenever there is a need for it. It just made everyone's life so much easier, and that is a great content idea. So don't think of content ideas only in the form of tweets or threads or shorts or reels, but it's also those FAQs like website content, landing page content, articles, guides, those types of things. Is they can all spin off from each other, and the questions and feedback that you get from your community members are really what they need the most and the most pressing need, I guess. So that is a great way to get ideas, and that's something I utilize on a daily basis to collect ideas and to create content. Finally, the third thing that helps me not run out of content ideas or not forget my ideas in the first place is talking about my ideas to other people. And this sounds a little bit interesting, but science actually backs me up here as well. There are a couple ways that this has been really helpful for me. Number one is when I talk to people about my ideas, it's basically running my ideas by them and getting external opinion on whether or not that resonates, whether or not that is relevant, how I can kind of structure that idea, how I can build upon that idea. Sometimes it's very raw and it just needs a little more thinking, and it needs just an external perspective, I find. So that is one way that it's been helpful. Secondly, repetition. So talking about your ideas again and again with others and writing about it or thinking about it on repeat. This is the piece that is backed by science, because experts say that repeating something literally reduces the chances of you forgetting about that idea, which is super important for me because I tend to forget things very easily. So repetition is not only a great way to remember things, but it's also great to spark new ideas and come up with extra things or get additional inspiration. The third way it's useful is eliminating ideas that suck. Sometimes when we're in the moment, we think that an idea is brilliant and it's gonna change the world, but in reality, it's not. It sucks, or it doesn't resonate with other people. So once we talk to others about the idea, we are able to identify what resonates more and what is not relevant, and we can change the idea or kind of put that in the archives for a while. Now, with all the information from this video, hopefully you have a better idea on how to never run out of content ideas, but also to better collect and organize your thoughts and ideas and have a better system to make sure that all of this works and functions properly for your content strategy. If you got some value out of this video, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel, and comment down below what was something that you picked up from the video that you found interesting, or something that you are doing that I have not mentioned in the video. I'd love to hear that as well. Take care. Have a great rest of your day.